Welcome to video 3 in my basic web design videos series. In this video I want to talk about the anatomy of a web page, or the overall structure that we'll see on most web pages. It's kind of a design convention. The three parts that I want to talk about today are going to be the header, the content, and the footer. And then in later videos we'll add other sections. We'll talk about things like nav or navigation, we'll talk about sidebars, we'll talk about multi-column layouts. But for now, we're just going to think of this in terms of three parts: header, content, and footer. So what are these things? Header. The header, not to be confused with head in HTML, the header is going to be the very top of our website. It's going to be the section, for example, on the Star Tribune webpage that has the logo. The purpose of the header is to tell the user of the website what the whole entire web page or the website is all about. It should contain your main headline for the entire page. It's going to link all the content together. In this case, the header contains the logo for Star Tribune and today's date. The header in this case also contains an advertisement. On your basic web pages for now, we'll probably just start out with an H1 or a main headline that's going to tell the users what that entire page is all about. The next section that I want to talk about is content. The content is all the stuff that we want to go there to read. So for example, we could read that article about Michael Beasley. We could read these different articles over here. That would all be content. Content is also pictures, videos, sounds, games, anything that we go to that page to consume. All that stuff should go in our content section. And the last section I want to talk about is going to be the footer section. The footer goes all the way down at the bottom. And the footer usually contains the utilities for the web page. It's going to contain, in this case, some extra navigation. It's going to contain an address for the newspaper. It's going to contain some information about the company that most people aren't going to go to the website to consume. It's going to contain stuff about subscriber services. There's going to be things in here about the copyright, maybe even terms of service or privacy policy. All these types of things would go in a footer. So that's kind of the anatomy of the web page, and I'm going to show you how we can even build this in HTML really quickly. So header goes at the top. It introduces the web page. Content is all that stuff that we go to the website to consume. And then footer is going to contain the utilities for the web page, the copyright and terms of service and privacy policies at a minimum. So let's look at the code. I'm going to go back to this web page that I've been working on. It's got one paragraph. It's got an HR. It's got our doc type declaration, our HTML tag, our root element, the head, the title, Mr. Goral's first page, yeah! It's got the body, it's got one paragraph and a horizontal rule. Now, let's insert a header. The header is going to look like this. We can use the new HTML5 element that's just called header. It looks like this. Header. Inside the header, we want to tell the user of this web page what this web page is all about. So in this case, I'm going to use an H1 because it's my most important headline. It defines the entire page. And maybe I'll call this web page Goral's local news blog. This is going to be a blog about local news that is current. Down below here, I'm going to have some paragraphs, maybe some horizontal rules. This is going to be our content. And our content can be surrounded with article tags, which is another new HTML5 element. Article, I'm going to open it above this paragraph. I'm going to close it below this HR. The article is a tag that is going to lump a whole bunch of content together that is related to the same topic. So maybe this paragraph will pretend that it's an article about Michael Beasley being traded to the Portland Trail Blazers or to the LA Lakers, whichever one he's going to go to. But it might have several paragraphs about that same topic. So I'm going to copy this article or this paragraph. I'm going to paste it below. Paste it below. But this article also needs a headline. Okay? You need something to introduce this entire article. So I'm going to add a headline for this using one of the headline tags, H2. Close H2, give it a headline. Beasley to LA in three-way trade. So our content might be made up of 5, 10, 15 different articles, and each article is going to contain a heading that will introduce it, several paragraphs in there, maybe some images, maybe some videos, things like that. And then the article is going to close when we get to the end of all of that related content. Like I said, I might have several articles on this one page. And then I'm going to close this all up, finish it all up with the footer. Footer is going to use the HTML5 tag footer, and it's going to close. And inside of the footer, we can insert maybe the copyright. I'm going to put it in a small tag. Under the HTML5 spec, small has been defined as small print. So it's that legal print that you would find at the bottom of a contract or at the bottom of a website. And I'm just going to put my copyright in there. Copyright 2012 Goral. So that's the structure of a web page. Header, content, footer.